Welcome to Trees in Space, the podcast that gives you an honest review of movies that we think you might want to see. And it's our honest review because, we could be lying to you. I'm Jason, and
Nate.
that is Nate. Yes, it is. And this week we watched one of my favorite movies, at least it was the first time I watched it, and that was Feast. Feast was made in 2005 or 2006. I don't think I have it. Yeah, 2006. But it's rated R for good reason. Language, gore, drug content, strong violence,
No nudity.
and some sexuality. It's a horror comedy, I guess. It's in English, and the director is John Gulager. It's produced by Joel Swanson and Michael Larry.
Leah.
Leahy.
Leahy.
And
So-
it was what?
What's interesting is Ben Affleck
And
and
Matt Damon.
Damon were given producer credit in this movie.
Well, yes, which I think is how they got Jason Mewes into there. Some name because they had to do what they did. So, and it was released in September of 2006. Then later on, November 30th, worldwide. It grossed a astounding, amazing apex number. It grossed in the United States $56,000. The runtime is 1 hour and 26 minutes.
Wasn't this movie based off of a television show?
I'm not sure. I know that they spent about $1 to $2 million to produce it. I think it was a what do you call it? Like someone has a script and give them a chance to do something, see what you can do with this. Here's some a couple $1 million. Go ahead and run with it. You have some good ideas. I like what you do. Let your creative juices run. Here's a B-list actor. Here's a B-list actress. Some other people, and we'll put some big names on here just to give it a little bit of notoriety, which is how Ben Affleck and Matt Damon got to it. I think the ones who
So Feast is a result of an amateur filmmaking documentary series and contest Project Greenlight's third season. The winning team was comprised of Dustin and Melton and director Gulager. So
okay, so it's almost like they won that competition or whatever it is, so they got the rights to make the actual film.
Yeah, and I think this film killed the show.
I doubt it because this film was great. Now the synopsis of this film, and it is a great film. I don't care what everybody says. Trapped in a remote tavern, a group of strangers, played by a bunch of different people. The most notable one there probably is going to be Christy Allen, must band together for survival. Outside the bar, a horde of ravenous, flesh-eating monsters try to break in and dine on the frightened humans inside. So, yeah.
That explains the movie.
Your thoughts, Mr. Man who had to watch it because I told you to.
It was an easier watch than the movie I'm currently trying to watch. I'm not going to go ahead and spoil what movie that one is.
That's fair.
But it was all right. It was. I didn't spoilers. Jason Mewes died way too fast. I think he would have been very beneficial throughout the movie. Henry Rollins in the movie was pretty great. I liked seeing him.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was just, my favorite character in that entire movie is the old woman.
The old woman. I knew it was going to be the old woman. But I think the first 5 minutes of the film, the first 7 minutes of the. Oh, I'm sorry. We finished talking. I'm sorry. Did my sentence interrupt the middle of yours?
Well, this last thing I will say is I was greatly disappointed with how the movie ends with the old woman walking out and one of those creatures charges after her. Like,
right.
I would have rather the ending, the conclusion is she walks out with her booze and a cigarette and just just sits at the bar and just keeps drinking and smoking her cigarette. Like,
It's very Night of the Living Dead feeling at that point, because for people that haven't watched the Night of the Living Dead, the first movie, the gentleman survives the whole night, and he comes out in the morning and he walks on his front porch and gets shot in the head because the town folks thinks he's a zombie. They don't know. They just see him stumbling out. So
right.
It's very similar to that. But I think for me, the sexuality of it was overdone. That was not needed at all.
Yeah.
I did like most of the special effects because they were actual no CGI. It was all really gore. I like the gore of it.
I love the title cards.
And that's what I'm about to say. The beginning, the first 5 to 7 minutes, I think is why I love this movie so much, and I think that saves the whole movie for me. Because if it wasn't for that, especially the bottom parts where they go life expectancy, and they say whatever, she doesn't expect much out of life, things of that sort, and and I think in the part, spoiler alert, when the hero comes in, I got one question. Yeah, who the hell are you? You go, I'm the guy that's going to save your ass, because he comes in and goes, hero does this, and before he gets the word ass out of his mouth, that creature rips his head off. And I'm like, yes, this is the best movie ever. Because he looks like the hero. Good looking, rugged, tall, strong.
Almost looks like what the hell is his name? Not John Cena, but
Randy Orton?
no, he's not a wrestler. He's in Magic Mike, the
You think
Kingsman and the Golden Circle. Channing Tatum.
You think he looks like? I guess I could see that. He's definitely a Channing Tatum type, player. And then the different kills, they wouldn't kill a kid in a wheelchair, would they? And the title card, and the child there, the 14 or the 7-year-old boy.
Yeah, with a long life to live.
Yes, I'm like.
I was like, oh, that's great. And then they ripped the fucking kid right out the back of the window.
And he gets eaten. And I'm like, this is so good.
And then they changed the mother's title card to no longer has a child, no reason
motherless child or childless mother, because she was the person that don't care about life and fucking the boss for whatever reason, for payment or to live somewhere, and then she becomes the heroine because there's another heroine that pops in. That was the husband. The hero comes in, and the wife comes in after the hero gets killed, and she's the badass heroine. So, and I think I like it a lot because of those reasons. It makes a little fun of the genre, and it also changes things. Like, it does the unexpected. At least to me, it was unexpected. In 2005, it was unexpected. It might not be so much unexpected, 20 years later. It was just like Kirstie Allen, when she's knocking the shit out of that one demon guy or that creature thing and busting its teeth out.
Yes, and then she ripped
Yes.
Deep throats it.
Yes, that was badass to me.
I loved when the woman escapes in the barrel, runs into the ring, and then just drives away.
Yes, I loved it too. It's like, she left, and they don't close it out, they don't show them driving by her later on, tipped over or crashed and dead. No, she got away.
She gone.
And that's what I'm saying. There were so many different little nuances in this movie. I don't think the writing was bad. I don't think it was great. I think the acting was fine.
The acting was not good.
It was Jason Mewes, baby. It was great acting. Are you kidding? I think the acting was.
What?
I did like the boss.
I think his acting was probably the best. And then the dude that got his foot shot off.
The boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did a great job.
Turd bag, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, and the blonde, the cute one.
Yeah, the one who got away.
Yes, she did very well. I believed.
Yes,
she would have done.
Well, as long as half the actors or a third of the actors do well, and a third of them do average, and a third of them do shitty, then I think it, for what it was. Like I said, I wasn't expecting a blockbuster when I watched the movie. it just turned everything on its head for me when I first watched it. And I still agree. It's not one of my favorite horror movies anymore after watching it with fresh eyes 20 years later. But it has its merits, I think. And what was I going to say about a part of the movie? Oh, you talk about the old lady dying.
Yeah.
Okay. See, because at the end of the movie, when the survivors start to leave, and I totally forgot the car breaks down. I think that was accidental because she gets out the side of the car and the car starts back up and she gets back in the car.
Right.
I think that was accidental. I think they just kept. I mean, what was the point? That was weird.
It was a choice.
I mean, it wasn't like he pulled up in the beginning of the movie and it broke down and then he had to start it up and move forward again. That would pay it off in the end, but that didn't happen. And you're right with the truck. It was when she left. That was excellent. But when they were leaving, I'm like, okay, wait now, because it's been a while since I saw the movie. It's like the one little baby one gets killed early on,
Mm-hmm.
and then they fuck really fast and produce another one.
Yep.
And he gets blown up because he's. And this must be the great edited one because in the one I watched, they show that creature complete his thing and all in her mouth, and she gets and splits it everywhere.
Oh.
It's disgusting. So it's. I think they edited like 2 seconds right there.
I know. I mentioned this to you, and I didn't mean to cut you off because I wanted to talk about this. But when they engage, I did enjoy the attic scene right before the monster's dick gets caught off.
Yes.
And I was like, when I saw that happen, I go, they just chop his dick off? It plops down on the ground. And I'm like, oh, be careful. Like, out loud, I'm like, oh, I really wanted one of them to slip and fall on the penis. But then they're like, they're not going to reproduce anymore. Cut his dick off. I was like, it was his dick.
It was the monster dick. So, and exactly. And I'm going to go back to that in a sec. That whole part I didn't like, but because they said there was 3 of them. So there was actually, I mean, they said there was 3. They showed 3 adults. I mean, there was 3 after the kid got killed. So there was, and then
2 adults, and then they shoot out another one. So then there was 3.
Well, they said there were after the first baby was killed. They go, there's 3 of them. So, and then they had a baby, so there was 4 of them. So the baby that got blown up was killed. Then of course the hand killed, and the trap on that one ripped his head off, killed the other one. So there was another creature left. There was at least one more left. And that's
they had what? Didn't they have one locked in the icebox?
That's the one they stuck out there with the put it on the stick, put the body on the stick.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, so I don't know why the creature let them just walk out and leave and then kill the grand lady, the old grand lady. But my biggest issue, I guess, was in a 3-story place, and they decided to stay in the middle floor to be able to protect themselves from the top and the bottom and the sides. Would you have done that? Wouldn't you have barricaded yourself in one place where there's only so many exits and entrances? That place was, I mean, it was unsecured as hell.
I don't know, because logically, I would say, yeah, you would go upstairs or take the basement. If you take upstairs and you have the high ground, so that way you have a better advantage point. But you have more resources on that middle floor.
Right. Okay. Good point.
So I don't know if I would barricade that floor and the basement and then lock myself upstairs in the attic.
Yeah, they needed to make sure either the attic or the basement was completely sealed off.
I loved the scene where chick with their leg cut off wakes up and the owner just shoots her. And then they start a scuffle, and then the heroine tries to climb through the window.
Yes, and gets shot.
Oh, dude, yeah. And the young kid shoots her, and he's like, now we're even.
Yes, because,
you're just going to forget the fact that he just tried to kill you?
Yeah.
Literally?
That was great. Dude, I don't know for sure, but the writers on this was Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton, and I will put money. I will put good money. One of them had a Bud Light delivery man steal their girlfriend because he went through more hell than anyone else. That beer delivery guy.
Yeah, the maggots in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so gross.
It was
Does it
that.
look bad? She's like, no, it's great.
So, Rotten Tomatoes scored it at 55%. Kind of shocking. I figured it'd be lower. Audience rating 59%. Kind of shocking. Figured it'd be lower. But it is what it is. Oh, and it was tough finding anybody who claimed any kind of reviews on this. I mean, most of them had no name, so I put no name on here. But
I had a lot of no name as well. I didn't put no name. I just kind of like put a good little space in between them.
okay, well, let me start with the 5-star because there was some. There was about 4. Actually, there was more 4-star reviews, 4 and above, than there were 2 or lower on
I
this.
have to admit, there's some really good like 2, 3, and 4-star reviews.
Yeah. So, Gaden M. Don't expect a masterpiece, but don't expect a masterpiece, but expect one hell of a funny, entertaining, and gory ride for 90 minutes.
The fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
That movie was not fun.
It was fun. It was.
This 1-star reviewer, Les, with no name, Feast, the movie that rips off every horror movie at the time ever. The faculty's introduced credits. Yoink. Deep Blue Sea surprise monologue death. Finders Keepers. 90% of the plot was from Dusk Till Dawn. You want it? We rob. It's the film that steals everything for the horror movie who horror you will like anything.
That was hard for you to say, wasn't it?
It was very hard to say.
It's the film that steals everything for the horror movie horror you would like it. I guess we're horrors. Can't argue that one. This is a 5-star review. Right when your typical Hollywood formula starts to rear its head, a monster gets his dick severed in a door, and the child you knew lives gets completely mutilated. And then the next hour keeps kicking Hollywood's formula right in the nuts. I love this movie because it broke all the rules with a huge middle finger to PC and sensitivity awareness without slowing down. Maybe it isn't original, but it feels fresh. This was 20 years ago, and they were talking about PC 20 years ago. Unless the review wasn't 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, I guess so. This 1-star below, very random and just plain weird, poor acting and cheaply made. The only thing worth 1 star was the humor. I actually have to admit the effects were really good.
I thought so.
The monsters were really well done. I like the breaking through the floor, like all that stuff. Like if that was happening to me, I'd be fucking scared.
Oh hell yeah! I was I think it was too jaggedy when they were attacking the edits and the camera jagged. It's a little too much. I mean, you get a little.
Yeah, I would have loved a camera stabilizer for a lot of that movie.
I mean, it's like, okay, I don't know exactly. It's a little too dark, too jaggedy, too like. So what exactly is going on? That's at the very end. You couldn't tell which monsters were being killed or how. And I'm like, so who is on who? How's it laid out? I don't see how it's happening, but I think they had to because they had no other choice.
Who's on top? Oh, what's on bottom?
So next, last 5-star review. The best B movie I've seen. See, there it is. It's a B movie. Although I'd have a better ending. The old lady should have come out of the freezer, smoking, followed by the monster. Not monster. Yeah. 9 months later, there could have been an awesome hybrid sequel. What a wasted opportunity.
No lie, my first response to this situation was, I just fucking blow it. Like, I just drop to my knees. If this thing's got a dick, I am going to suck this dick. So that way it just hopefully does not kill me. I'm not going to enjoy it, but I don't want any of that acidity. Ugh. Like, I want to live.
Yeah, but if vomiting on you is gonna poison you like toxicity, then I imagine getting semen in your mouth would probably do just as bad.
I mean, I would use a lot of hand action.
Because he's gonna shoot it over there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, go away when it's all said and done. You could be his pet.
Just look up and be like, tap me when you're going to finish.
I've never had a girl say that to me. You never said tap me when you get a kiss. Wait, no, I did one time because it doesn't matter. That's not the show. Okay. What's the next bad review?
Awesome intro, sloppy use of sloppy everything else, very violent and filled with guts, but not worthwhile.
Okay, I do believe an awesome intro, and yeah, it was pretty sloppy, but I still enjoyed it. So here's the WTF moment from Lee S. See, this person has a name. Really stupid movie. No plot, nothing makes sense. Woman abandons kid to run into bar, then keeps telling people inside not to go outside, but then says she got to go outside to get her kid. Okay, why not bring the kid with you? Why run inside a bar? The only thing that would have made this any good if all the women were completely naked. I would give this movie -5. Don't waste your time. Okay, Lee didn't watch this movie.
I do appreciate the parenting decision of the woman when she was like, "Oh, here you go, honey. Just put these on." He's like, "Oh," she's like, "I'll just be a couple minutes. Just put your headphones on."
Yes,
Like,
that was.
this kid is used to the fact that you just get plowed by some scuzzbag.
Yeah,
Like,
right. In the same room.
are you paying your rent right now?
That she had to be paying her rent. But I think she's this person referring to the other woman whose child was dropped off with the grandparents because she had a little girl she had to get to the first heroine.
Yeah.
So but they dropped them off and then they got in a car wreck and they were being attacked and that's what she was saying. So this person has not seen this movie or doesn't understand it. So that's why this is the what the fuck review of this movie because this person obviously did not watch the whole thing. But I do agree. It would have made it better if all the women were completely naked.
All of them.
All of them. Including because she blew Mick Jagger recently.
Mick Jagger.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about this show, this movie, this wonderful beginning of Hollow Trees?
Well, I guess I will kick off my rating of this movie. I would enjoy this movie with a friend or two. Maybe set the mood just right, with some tasty cannabis or your favorite adult beverage. Yeah, it's like Night of the Living Dead, or I would say I give this movie 2 trees.
It is very interesting because I first watched this movie when it came out 15 years ago, whatever, with my oh my god, I wasn't married to her yet, but with Becca. And we enjoyed it so much. And I guess it just has a special place because of I like it. I just do. I love the beginning. I love the title cards. I love the not doing what's expected. But at the end of the day, was it really a good movie? Yeah, it's pretty much what these people say. Every one of these reviews is pretty accurate, except this last one. So it's better than some movies we reviewed already. Not as good as others, and I cannot remember what I rated those. So I'm just gonna go off the off my butt here, and I'm gonna agree with you. I'm giving it 2 trees, 2 long, standing big trees up in the sky.
I think if I would have watched this movie, when did it come out? 2006?
Yeah, 2006. Yes, 2006.
I would have been 20. If I watched this movie when it came out, I probably would have loved this movie. This would have been my Corky Romano of horror movies. Like, I love Corky Romano. Great freaking movie, but I don't think it holds up. And I think that's the problem with this movie. It just doesn't really hold up.
Yeah, horror movies are hard to do that usually. I mean, let's say The Exorcist. That's a popular one. So everybody, that was Nathan, and I am Jason. I want to thank you for listening to us with Trees in Space. See you next week.